So this isn't about me, but I have been teaching here since 1987. That's a long time. And from the very first gathering, the person who volunteered to keep up with our money was Maxine Fantini.
I was drafted. I didn't volunteer.
Well, in spiritual language, that is volunteering.
As soon as you retire, you have volunteered.
Right.
Never had to insure.
Right. And today, I know that this just got announced, but today is your birthday. Happy birthday, and thank you so much for all you've done over the years. So, the Lord be with you. Let us pray. Dear and holy God, we give you thanks for this opportunity, and we ask that today of all days we be touched by truth that causes us to live the lives of compassion and peace and justice that we are called to, so that we can make places to the places on this earth where we go when we leave here, on this earth that belongs to you. Amen. I think this is the fourth time that the Master and I have been together. Fourth? I think. Once at the Banyak Center, once in the museum, and once here, and today here. That's the fourth time. And he is the founder and the abbot of Varakona. Is that correct? Varakona Monastery, Zen Monastery. And if you have heard him before, or if you have read one of his books, you know that he has some profound and interesting insights into Zen, and he has really dedicated himself to the propagation of Zen, to the practice of Zen, and to the clarification through a variety of skillful means, one of which is that he's going to talk about today. And if I had to describe the way that he presents, the way that he writes, I would say that he is a person who is faith-friendly and faith-neutral. Meaning that whatever tradition you want to find yourself working out your relationship to sacred mystery within, his teachings can be applicable to that. He is the author of Just Use This Mind, The Origin is Pure and Trinks Awaken Nature. He has a new book, Living Truth, which is available today. His writings have been translated and published in English, Spanish, and simplified Chinese, whatever that is. He has conducted hundreds of courses in meditation, led Zen retreats, in the United States, in Mexico, Taiwan. He travels to China in addition to that. And he does what he's doing on this particular tour. He visits medical centers. He is on television, universities, radio stations, because he has made this vow. You know, the Buddhists are big into making vows. Some of them are very difficult. But he's made these vows to promote and spread this teaching of universal truth around the world. So the plan for today is that he is going to, we talked about this on the phone a number of weeks ago, he is going to give a Dharma, what is called a Dharma talk, and then he and I are going to engage in dialogue. I have got some questions here that he does not know yet. I told him I was going to be tough. And then we will have an opportunity for question and answer. My experience of the Master from the very beginning is that he is thoughtful, he is proactive, and he embodies a couple of things, one of which I'm going to talk to him about. You know, the Buddhists have daily spiritual practices. And he might even talk about that. If he doesn't, he will be asked about that. But most of all, he is a man who is you will experience this. Openly compassionate, loving, and lighthearted. Welcome Zen Master Miao. Come and speak to us. Thank you. All yours.
Good morning, everyone.
Are you on?
I think so. That's great. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Sorry. In my mind, in my brain, now it's all empty. I'm a Zen practitioner. I'm here to share my own experience. In Zen practice, we emphasize this. Every single person possesses a mind. And the mind is the source of our life. This is from Zen idea. From my own idea, Zen is a direction to approach the source and make our life better. It's a direction, it's a method. Zen itself is not a goal. It is a tool. It is a path because we are practicing. So during the process we are practicing, every single step we are making progress. This is a goal, also is a process. So after we reach the real goal, you can say, let's go. But during the process, you can say this is a path. Also, the direction itself, the path, the steps itself is a goal also. So Zen is a direction, it's a path to make our life better, to find the truth of our life. So since the mind is the source of our life, so as a Zen practitioner, I spend the whole lifetime to realize my own mind, to manifest all the functions, all the abilities of my mind. And if you will be able to apply the qualities of the mind, you will be able to become a wonderful person. Your mind will going to full of love, peace, compassion, and wisdom. So first, you need to realize your own mind. In Zen, we say enlightenment. You need to realize your own mind because you are using it. You are using it in every single moment. I'm talking, I'm using my mind. I'm singing, I'm using my mind. So in every single moment, your mind is working for you. No matter if you are doing something good or something bad, the mind is there. So once you realize your own mind, you will be able to do things according to the functions of the mind and manifest the power, the truth, the compassion, and the wisdom from the mind. This is the Zen practice. So, because we are using the mind in everyday life, I'm talking to you, and from your own mind, you create your own thinking pattern. You create your own understanding, and you make yourself to feel how you should feel. So now you are feeling me, but remember, this is the way you are using the function of your mind, and this is your own unique way. And you should realize your feeling right now is a function of the mind. It's not the only function, it's not the only feeling. You can feel in different way, but now you have made yourself have to feel this way. This becomes limitation. So you are not realizing the function of the mind. You are using the function of the mind, and you attach to the function or the feeling of your own mind. Once you realize, okay, for example, if I create an angry thought, I feel the anger right away. But you cannot make yourself equal to the anger. You are the person who is creating anger. Anger is an action, it's a result, it's a feeling creating by yourself. Yourself, the inner self, the true mind, is the source, is the true self. If you disconnected yourself from the mind, you attach to your mind 100% possessed by the creation or by the feeling. You make the mind equal to the result or equal to the feeling. But your mind is much bigger than the feeling. But most of the time, possessed or our mind occupied by the creation. Okay, I'm happy, I'm angry, I'm sad. So what is the real you? In everyday life, you have so many feelings, and what is the real you? You can say all the feelings are coming from yourself. Of course, they are you. But they are every single second's feeling is temporary yourself. They are results. They are creation. Once you realize this, you can retreat yourself from what you are creating. And you'll be able to handle your feeling, your thought, your life better. And you have a chance to redirect your life, to put energy into another direction to make your life different. But if your mind always occupied by what you are creating, you are this kind of person. It's hard for you to change because you addict to your pattern. You attach to your pattern. You are not free. So what you are thinking, you are sitting here, what you are thinking is a result created by your mind. But this is unique and belongs to you in this right moment. But if you retreat from this, if you realize this, okay, I'm creating that, okay, the I is bigger than the feeling. But if you think, I feel that, you make the I equal to the feeling. You narrow yourself, and you lose the freedom. So if you understand, you can create all type of thought, all type of feeling, and all type of thought, feeling, all different lifestyle. They are all coming from yourself, coming from your mind, and you are free to change yourself. You are free to make your life better. I believe we are here to improve ourselves, no matter which direction, no matter which path. This is the important issue. If we are not here to improve ourselves, we just do some activities. So there is no real function there. So we are here, everyone, every human being, every single human being is here to improve, to better his life, to uplift himself. No matter which way we are approaching, we are using. So if you realize your every single moment is your manifestation, is your creation, and you are free. And you will be able to change your life, to better your life. So in Zen, mind is formless. Every single person possesses a mind. Mind is formless. And you can, from the mind, you can create your thought. You can create your thinking pattern. You can create your feeling. But most of us, we create our thinking pattern. We create our path. We create our direction. We create our habits in the mind. Just like in an empty space, we decorate everything already. We decorate it. Once we decorate it, we need to use it. Just like in a house, empty house. You put sofa here, you put a picture here, you put a kitchen here. You are going to live with that. You are going to use that every day. It's just like we put all thinking patterns, all ideas, all attachment inside of our mind. We need to live with that. And also, we are using that in everyday life. Because they are the only thing you can use. So the only house you can go back is your home, right? The only sofa you can sit is your sofa, right? Because you put that there. You have to live with that. You have to use that every day. Only if after you change it. Same thing. We are creating our thought. We are creating our feeling. We are creating the feeling. How these people, how that people, no matter where this type of a person pop up in front of you, you will have the feeling. Because you react automatically. Your pattern is here. Just like if you are a fighter, you practice boxing. If someone work you out, probably you just punch the person. This simultaneously respond. Same thing. Because we get used to use what we already created in the mind. We get used to it, we decorate everything inside of our house. We get used to it. One day, if you look at the sofa, you think, oh, how come I put a sofa here? But that's already there being a long time. So we are using that. You are feeling that way, same thing. The theory is all the same. You are using what you are creating in the mind. And through the past, through the pattern, you are using that and make you have to feel that way. Have to create a thought that way. This becomes limitation. So once you realize your mind is much bigger than what you are in every single moment, you are free. You are free to improve yourself, to better yourself, to change your life, to make your life better. But if you keep using the same pattern in every day, it's become addiction, pattern addiction. We can only understand, okay, drug addiction, okay, smoking, the outside addiction. but you create addiction inside of your mind. You use that every day. It's hard for you to change. So that's why your wife, your husband will say, you always do this, you always do this thing, you always do that. Because it's hard to change. You use that every day. It's become pattern. You made formless thinking pattern become solid things, but without the form, in the mind. So all our habits, all our thinking pattern in mind, even if it is invisible, but still it's very solid because it's hard to change. And you are living with that, and you are using that every day. So there is a story I told the student all the time. One day, a practitioner, a student, went to a Zen master and asked for a method to liberate himself. And he mentioned, "Oh, master, would you please give me a method to liberate myself?" And the master replied, "Who tied you down?" And the student replied, "Nobody tied me down." And the Zen master replied, "If nobody tied you down, you don't need a method to liberate yourself, right? Because nobody tied you down. So in this world, the only person who can tie you down is yourself. Because you created something to tie yourself down. You don't know. For example, if I pull you, you can push me off. Okay, go away. That's easy for you. But if you tie down by your own thinking pattern in mind, you don't know. The moment that you try to push me away, you tie down by that. You are not tied down by someone outside of yourself. But you think your life has been tied down by someone else outside of yourself. Just like when in life we have many different feelings and we meet different people. I love these people, I hate other people. So I always tell students, don't hate people, you should love people. This is a smart way, no matter who approach you. Because you know why? The moment when I'm creating a thought, I hate this person. I hate this person. That's the moment you are hurting yourself. Because the moment you are creating a negative thought from myself, and the thought is going to trigger the energy to affect your physical body, affect your mind. So you are the first person being affected by the negative thought. You are the first person who is hurting by your own thought. So when you do things smarter, don't hate people. Because the moment when you are creating a thought, negativity, you are hurting yourself first. Probably the person being hated by you doesn't know. And why do you do this? So this implies we are affecting our life. We are affecting our life in every single second. We should understand this. By creating different thoughts, different feelings, different action from our own side. So remember, no matter where it comes from you, it's going to stay with you. And you are going to be affected simultaneously. So sometimes we also complain, okay, this person pissed me off. Formless mind, we're creating pattern, thinking pattern. Every single person already created different type of thinking pattern. Just like a monkey mind. If someone show you a piano, probably, if you are a monkey, do you like a piano? You don't like. But if I show you a banana, you will love that. So, in everyday life, because we already have the thinking pattern in mind, so we will find our own match. What can affect you in positive way or what can affect you in a negative way, that's there. It's not there. It's here already. You know what I mean? Just like you got a ticket. You just find your own seat. Oh, this is my seat. Oh, that's my seat. Oh, this is anger. Oh, I should be angry right now. Okay, anger. And I should be happy right now. You find your own match. You find your own seat. Because your seat is here, not outside. You have a number, right? You have a number. According to the number, you find your seat, right? The number, who got a number? You got a number. My mind, oh, I think it the way, I think that the way, I should think it this way. Who created this? Myself? So what is the source of all problems? You create that. If you don't create that, there's no problem outside. You find your own match. You find your own number. You create your own number and you find your own seat. Naturally, that's okay. So you should understand this. If you don't want to have another kind of seat, change your number. That's easy. So I think this is the idea. So if you realize this, you were teasing yourself. I'm so stupid. Why do I create this situation? You don't blame people. And from physics, what type of my energy is, what vibration of my energy is, already decided who can come close to you, what can come close to you. That's already been decided. This is not your choice. So you yourself is the center of your life. If you don't uplift yourself, you try to push something away, you try to get rid of all difficulty. It's impossible. Because your energy, your thinking pattern, like this hand. You are holding this. And you are holding this tightly. You don't know. Your energy decides, right? Your personality decides, right? Your habit decides, your attachment decides, but you don't know. Okay, you are holding this, but on the surface, you think, oh, this is a bad person. I should put this person away. Even if you try so hard, but your another hand is holding this. How can you let go of it? So your energy, or your vibration, or your habits, or your creation already decided who or what can close to you. That has been decided by yourself. Now you don't feel happy with the person. You don't feel happy with the situation. And you try to push that away. How? Let go of your wrong energy. Let go of your wrong thought. Let go of your wrong attraction. If you don't do so, on the surface, it seems the person pisses you off. But naturally, because you attract this person. If you don't really do so, improve yourself, uplift your energy, accelerate your energy vibration, and let go of your wrong thought, wrong habits. You push hard, you're going to create more conflict, more difficult energy. And you are going to have more suffering. So, yourself is the center of your life. If in daily life you have some difficulty, the first person you should blame is yourself. Because your energy attracts that. If you don't create this type of thought, if you don't generate this type of energy, you are safe. This is the concept. So as a Zen practitioner, I'm responsible for everything which happened to me. I'm responsible. Because I possess the mind. I possess all the functions of the mind. But I use the functions of the mind incorrectly. That's why. You can think, I can think. People can think, but people live very differently because they use the function in different way to create a different life. That's it. This is only different. Once you realize you are creating your life in this way, you are the person who have all solution already. Okay. 15 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I love your teaching stories, and I think that you make it sound so simple, but it is not easy what you teach. I remember the teacher that I had back in the 60s gave me the story of a man walked down the street and he saw a beautiful vase in a store window, and the store clerk was dusting and the vase fell on the floor and broke. And the man said, "What a shame." The same man one day went into the store and bought the vase. He took it home, put it on his mantle, accidentally knocked it off and it broke, and his experience was very different because now it was my vase, but it was all up here. And I think we Western people have a hard time with that. Mine. So in here, every Sunday, I rant at these people about having a daily spiritual practice. Would you tell us what yours is? Your daily spiritual practice? I'm assuming you have one.
I'm using my mind. I'm using my mind. This is my practice.
Do you sit in meditation?
Meditation is using my mind. Talking is using my mind. Go to the restroom is using my mind. This is what I'm practicing.
So there's nothing that is not spiritual practice. That lets them off too easy.
Okay. What? Just like in Zen practice, when you realize your mind, everything you are doing is practice. Stay with the mind. Don't stay with the creation. That's it. That's the practice. And you can create it and simultaneously realize the mind. From mind, create a function, a result, and simultaneously realize the mind. Stay with the mind. Connect with the mind. Don't attach it to what you are using, what you are creating. You are safe. You are free. I can do this. I can do this. So no matter what I'm doing, I'm realizing my mind. I'm connecting to my mind.
What role does Buddha play for you in this?
If I do so, I'm practicing to be a Buddha.
A Buddha. So in
Zen, Buddha is everyday person. Buddha is everyday person without worries. And we are all Buddhas with all type of worries. That's the difference.
So Zen is very different from the practice of Buddhism.
I think in the core, we are all the same. But form or structure or teaching are different. But people, it's very easy to get people to attach to the structure, to the school, to the form.
Right.
That's why even the core is the same, but actually they are practicing different.
Right. So in Christianity, we have Jesus was a man,
Yes.
and Buddha was a man. Jesus died, and we have a theological term that we use in Christianity called Christ. Christ is bigger than Jesus. And isn't there a phrase in Buddhism or Zen Buddhism called Buddha mind? And is what you're teaching wanting to help everybody achieve Buddha mind?
Buddha mind is everyday mind. Once you realize it, if you don't realize your mind, it's a normal mind, everyday mind. Once you realize your mind, you stay connected with your mind, that's a Buddha mind.
Now, in spite of what he says, you have to have a daily practice in order to achieve this. Okay, tough question. We are all concerned about what's going on in the world today, the divisiveness, the destruction. We're concerned about a group called ISIS, who is, I read this morning that 50% of the people in Syria are without their homes. People are being killed and beheaded. How do you think about ISIS, and how do you think that if you were king, you would deal with this?
If I'm a king, supposedly not to have ISIS. I'm a good king, right?
Yeah.
I will treat people nice and have everyone to uplift yourself and practice and mindful of love, peace, and if you understand, when I'm hitting, Master Bill, somehow, because energy is always connected, we are connected. That's why both of us are here. Physically, look independent, but obvious, in the deeper level, we are connected. But if you realize we are connected, I hit Master Bill, Another way, I'm hitting myself. I'm tearing myself apart. And you will never do so. So I think, teach people, understand, we are inseparable. We are all one. You should do everything to better people who are around us, to dissolve all the situation around us, and for all love, compassion. I think this is the best way to dissolve all the conflict. And in Zen practice, why do we need to have a compassion? Because in this world, we have a many defective side. Compassion is in order for a person to make some compensation of defective life, of defective side in this world. Because I understand we are all one. That's why naturally I will show my compassion. If I think we are separated, why or how do I need to do this? Why? Tell me a reason. If I think we are independent, I show my compassion. That's relative, right? Because we are separate. That's a limitation. If I understand we are one, naturally I should show my compassion because we are not separate. This is a different concept. So when you show compassion to others, but you think you are different from person, this is relative, and also it's a limitation. It's got a limitation there.
So those of you who were here last week, remember I quoted Sister Dr. Ilia Delio and the quantum physics, and she is saying from the world of quantum physics exactly what Master is saying. We are all connected. We are exchanging physical energy, cells, matter, standing here. And we're connected in ways that we don't understand. So if anybody asks you if there's a miracle, the answer is yes. The world is miraculous. You going to get the new iPhone?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Bill,
Yes.
may I ask a question?
Oh yeah, let's open it up for questions.
Thank you so much to both of you. So I have a question related to Bill's. So if we all believe we're connected, and I think most people here believe that and try to act on that, all right. I think the people who cause the wars, whether it's ISIS or anywhere, don't believe that. So I think my interpretation of your question is, what can we try to do for those people who don't believe that, who believe, as you say, they're separate? We are separate. I must kill you because you're different than I am, whether it's a Shiite or a Sunni or a Christian or whatever. I must hurt you or stay more separate from you. Those are the people who boggle my mind, not the people in this room who feel connected and try to stay connected.
Understand?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we can only, and we need to start from ourselves, because you can only handle yourself. And if we really can do something to better our life, to make a group of people who close to us become what we are mentioned, we are one, and increase the impact to bigger group and bigger group. This is much more practical. And my idea is, I believe the source is the same. But once it's become school, lineage, and pattern structure, people attach to that and become separate. If we really focus on the teaching of all wonderful religions, in my belief, all wonderful religions mention about what? Love, compassion, wisdom, right? If we really focus on this, the goal is much easier to be achieved. But if we think, for example, okay, this is a church, this is a monastery, this is a form, this is a school, we are not focusing on the core of the universal love. And we separate ourselves. We focus on the form, we focus on the structure. This becomes a distraction. So, and this will create a lot of mistakes. Some people say, oh, this is unique. The unique one, if you focus on the unique one, if this is universal truth, this is unique. But if you focus on the form unique, that's different form, that's it. Of course, existences will expel itself. You don't need to mention it. For example, this is a book, this paper. You don't need to say this book is different from the paper. Automatically, their own existence already tell people they are different, right? But fundamentally, they are the same. Energy come from source. But if you attach, oh, book is different from this, they are form. So we are practicing. We are uplifting ourselves. We need to be able to see things from much higher viewpoint. That's why we've been taught compassion, love, peace, because from independent single body, it's hard to create peace, love, compassion, really. If from the source, we can all unite it together because you have the eternal goal. You have the higher goal. So, physically, we are separated. It's hard to put us together. If you always put us together, that's weird, right? But spiritually, if we are always together, we can work in different way, we can do things different way, and spread much more love, peace, compassion, right? But we are connected here.
So one of my answers to your question, since we gathered here last week, a family member of this church were waiting for their evening meal. Mom had gone off to run an errand to the grocery store, and Dad was there with his 3 children. I think 9, 7, and 5. I think this is their ages. And there was a home invasion. Somebody was going to try to kill the father. Fortunately, the mom was not the one who was there. And he fought off this man who was trying to kill him and the kids for some crazy reason. The story said even the 5-year-old came and started hitting on the man to protect his dad. And I think that if something like that happens, we have to protect ourselves. We have to take care of the people that we love. And that it goes beyond that, to figure out ways that we are complicit in all of the divisiveness that exists. We never asked that after 9/11. We didn't raise that question
That's right.
to see what have we done
Yes.
that contributed to this.
Amen.
And now we have a situation on our hands where when innocent people, children are being killed, some steps have to be taken. I'm not king. I probably wouldn't be a good king, but I'd try to be. It certainly seems to be a matter that concerns us seriously. Somebody else have a question? Here.
This question is about ourselves. Once we realize that we have a long-standing pattern of wrong thinking within ourselves, as I believe many Westerners were brought up not in touch with their minds and their spirits. So once you realize that that's going on, the wrong thinking is happening, what would you suggest is the process of changing that? And furthermore, as Bill has brought out, is it not helpful to spend some time in meditation, in quiet, to nurture that and then to carry that into our day?
Yes.
So, I'm asking for suggestions to begin to change that pattern when we notice it.
Well, in this man's book, you have to train yourself to notice. Just use this mind, just this, right?
Yes. First, accept who you are or what you are. First. Acceptance is difficult. Accept everything which happened to us is not easy. But they are reality, right? No matter what type of difficulty, they are reality right now. The only thing, the first step, you need to accept what is happening. And you have a solid foundation. If you only accept what you want in mind, you are ignoring the situation. And you try to start to change your life from what you want. You are not starting from what is happening. And it will become illusion. You cannot change yourself. So you need to accept what is happening. And secondly, you need to understand you yourself are connecting to that. What should you let it go in order to let go of the difficulty? Because energy connected. What is your share? What should you let it go in order to let this type of energy far away from your life? And also understand people who around us, situations which happen to us. We have a responsibility to make it right. If I understand this person has deep connection with myself, even if he did something wrong, okay, I need to make a thing right because he is part of myself. You will humble yourself. You will let go of what you are thinking. The only purpose is I'm going to do things right. I'm going to help this thing work. If you stay with your own thinking, this is a bad person, this is a bad person, you push the situation away. You are not involved the person inside of your life. You are pushing the person away. You are pushing the difficulty away. And if you do so, you don't have a chance to make it right. Even if you try harder, because people always say, I told him many times, but you separate yourself. You told him it's useless, right? You separate yourself from the person. I told him many times. Okay, you separate yourself. I tried to help him many times, but he didn't accept that. But because you separate yourself first. So if you do so, you two are always separated. But if you think, okay, I need to do this right, I need to make something up, you will lower, you will put down your own thinking. You will put down your own habits. The only purpose is not your own thinking. The only purpose is make things right. You understand what I'm talking? And this will give you more power to let go of yourself to do things right. If you understand this person is your responsibility, you will do things right. If you think he is responsible, and what is the connection between you and the person? What is your share? You always push the person away. You are not involving the person inside of your life. And you will have less power. If I focus, I need to do this right, I will put down my ego, I will put down my attachment. I will figure all methods, I will figure all way to help the thing right.
So I think that if I understand this man's teaching, it's very close to what Jesus taught about you love your neighbor as yourself. And we have misunderstood that to mean we have to love ourselves a lot. But that's not what the teaching is. The teaching is the other is you. The other is yourself. So where I would suggest that you start is by noticing the habit that we have of judging. And that probably does take some daily spiritual practice. But if you notice that you're judging, and so one of the tricks that you can do is if you find somebody who hooks you, that you have a judgment toward, a judgmental thought toward, you can add a phrase to it, just like me. That driver is a jerk, just like me. That person is so ugly, just like me, or whatever it is, just like me. So, I got other questions, but we're out of time. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I say the rest of you, this guy is going to be on, this talk is going to be on iTunes by Tuesday. It'll be up there so you can listen if you want to subscribe to the newsletter that goes out so that you can get that. There are cards at the back of the room. And I appreciate your coming. I'm glad you were here. Next week, the title of the talk is No Matter Where You Go, There You Are.